Stop scrolling and listen to today's Arcturian Council message. Arcturian Council, in the next 24 hours everything will shift and fall into place in your life. This message is not appearing by accident, and that fact alone should already unsettle you. If you are feeling a strange pressure in your chest, a sudden stillness, or even resistance as you hear these words, that is because a dormant signal inside you is being activated right now. The Arcturian Council speaks at moments of energetic rupture, times when timelines collapse and new ones overwrite reality without warning. What you are about to hear is not comforting, and it is not meant to be. It is meant to shake loose everything that no longer belongs to you, even if that includes identities, relationships, beliefs, or plans you thought were permanent. Within the next 24 hours, the illusion of waiting ends. Something you believed was blocked has already begun moving behind the scenes, and once it breaks through, there will be no going back to the version of you that existed before this moment. This is the phase where the universe stops negotiating with your doubts and starts enforcing alignment. Many starseeds experience this as chaos first, sudden emotional waves, unexpected conversations, endings that feel abrupt or even unfair. But understand this clearly: destruction is not punishment, it is precision. The structures cracking in your life are doing so because they cannot come with you where you are going. The Arcturian Council is not asking for belief, they are announcing an energetic decree. You were never behind. You were being prepared. And preparation often feels like loss before it feels like power. If you are still listening, it means you are capable of holding what comes next, even if part of you is afraid. That fear is simply the echo of an old self realizing its time is over. Backhand index pointing right, type "I am ready" in the comments to claim this activation and anchor the message into your timeline. The next 24 hours are not symbolic, they are literal. This is where many people misunderstand higher dimensional messages. The Arcturian Council does not speak in metaphors when a convergence point has already been reached. Energetically, you are standing at a junction where multiple possible futures are collapsing into one dominant path, and that path is being selected based on resonance, not effort. This is why forcing, chasing, or overthinking will feel exhausting right now. The universe is no longer responding to desperation, it is responding to coherence. If something suddenly leaves your life, delays, or goes silent within this window, do not beg for clarity. Silence is the clarity. It is the removal of noise so that the signal can finally be heard. Many starseeds are about to witness sudden reversals, people who ignored you reaching out, opportunities that vanished reappearing, truths surfacing that radically change your understanding of past events. These shifts may feel unsettling because they dismantle the story you told yourself about why things happened the way they did. But that story was only ever a placeholder until you were ready to see the deeper orchestration at work. The Council emphasizes this strongly: do not cling to explanations rooted in pain. Pain-based logic cannot decode what is unfolding now. Instead, observe your emotional reactions without attaching identity to them. If your body feels restless, grounded breathing will stabilize the incoming frequencies. If your mind feels foggy, do not attempt to figure it out. The fog is a temporary buffer while timelines recalibrate. You are not losing control, you are relinquishing an illusion of control that was never serving you. The next 24 hours may deliver news, encounters, realizations, or endings that feel sudden, but every one of them is designed to reposition you precisely where you need to be for the next phase. This is not about reward or punishment. It is about alignment enforcement. You are being moved because you are ready, even if you don't consciously feel prepared. Read that again. Backhand index pointing right type, I trust the shift, in the comments to align with the incoming changes and claim this message. There is something deeply unsettling about moments like this because they strip away the illusion that life unfolds randomly. The Arcturian Council wants you to understand that what is activating now was encoded into your field long before you were conscious of being a starseed. You agreed to experience pressure, confusion, and moments of doubt because those states sharpen discernment. Right now, many of you are feeling an almost unbearable urge to do something, yet nothing obvious presents itself. That tension is deliberate. It is the energetic equivalent of a bow being pulled tight before release. If you act too soon, you interfere. If you resist entirely, you delay. The correct posture is alert neutrality, watching without grasping. Over the next 24 hours, subtle cues will appear, repeated words, symbols, names, or memories resurfacing without reason. These are not coincidences, they are confirmation pings letting you know the new timeline is syncing. You may also notice heightened sensitivity, sounds sharper, emotions more intense, sleep patterns disrupted. This is not imbalance, it is recalibration. Your nervous system is being upgraded to hold a frequency that would have overwhelmed you before. The Council warns against seeking validation from those who are not undergoing this shift. Trying to explain what you're feeling to the wrong audience will only create doubt. Some transformations are meant to be witnessed internally before they can be expressed externally. If fear arises, do not suppress it, observe it. Fear dissolves when it is seen clearly, because its only fuel is uncertainty. What's coming is not unknown, it is unfamiliar. There is a difference. The unfamiliar feels threatening only because it has not yet been mapped by the mind. But your soul already recognizes this terrain. That recognition may come as sudden calm, tears without sadness, or a quiet knowing that something irreversible has begun. Trust those sensations. They are not imagination, they are memory. Backhand index pointing right type, I remember who I am, in the comments to claim this transmission and stabilize your field. What unfolds next may feel almost too ordinary at first, and that is where many miss the magnitude of what is happening. The Arcturian Council emphasizes that the most powerful shifts often arrive disguised as mundane moments, a casual conversation, a minor decision, a sudden change of plans. Do not underestimate these details. In higher dimensional mechanics, small adjustments create massive ripple effects when timed correctly. Within this window, you may feel compelled to say something you've been holding back, or to finally stop engaging with a pattern that drains you. These impulses are not emotional reactions, they are course corrections. Pay attention to what feels suddenly intolerable. Intolerance is clarity asserting itself. The Council notes that many starseeds confuse peace with stagnation, but peace is dynamic, it moves, it evolves, it demands honesty. If something in your life no longer resonates, continuing to tolerate it will feel physically uncomfortable. That discomfort is guidance. Expect synchronicities to intensify, numbers repeating, messages arriving at the exact moment you think of someone, opportunities aligning without effort. These are not rewards, they are confirmations that you are stepping into coherence. At the same time, anything built on avoidance, fear, or compromise will begin to wobble. Do not rush to stabilize what is collapsing. Some structures are meant to fall so that you stop leaning on them. The Council also cautions against nostalgia during this phase. Looking back with longing can anchor you to expired versions of yourself. Honor what was, but do not attempt to revive it. The future you are entering requires space, energetic, emotional, and mental space. This is why letting go feels urgent now. You are not losing anything of value, you are shedding excess weight before acceleration. When doubt whispers that you are making a mistake, pause and notice whether that doubt feels heavy or sharp. Heavy doubt belongs to fear. Sharp doubt belongs to intuition. Learn to tell the difference. The next 24 hours will sharpen this discernment dramatically, and once sharpened, it does not dull again. You are not being tested, you are being trusted with more responsibility over your own reality. Backhand index pointing right type, I choose alignment, in the comments to claim this phase and lock in the shift. The Arcturian Council now draws your attention to a truth many are not ready to hear. Not everyone will recognize you after this shift, and that is intentional. As alignment accelerates, vibrational distance becomes visible. You may notice people misunderstanding you, projecting onto you, or reacting defensively to your calm. This is not because you are doing something wrong, it is because your frequency is no longer mirroring theirs. In the next 24 hours, this contrast will intensify. Some connections will naturally fade without conflict, while others may fracture suddenly through honest confrontation. Do not chase harmony at the expense of truth. Forced peace is a form of self-abandonment. The Council reminds you that resonance does not require explanation. Those meant to walk with you will feel the shift and adjust instinctively. Those who cannot will attempt to anchor you to old versions of yourself through guilt, obligation, or fear. Recognize these tactics without judgment. You are not required to convince anyone of your growth. Growth speaks for itself. If loneliness arises, understand that it is temporary and purposeful. Space is being created for new alignments that cannot enter while the old still occupies the doorway. Trust the clearing. Backhand index pointing right type, I release what no longer resonates, to claim this detachment and protect your energy. There is also a physical component to what is happening now, and ignoring the body would be a mistake. The Arcturian Council emphasizes that the body is the final gatekeeper of integration. You may experience sudden fatigue, pressure in the head, vivid dreams, or emotional waves with no clear source. These are not symptoms to suppress, they are signals of recalibration. Drink more water than usual. Rest when the body asks, even if the mind resists. Productivity will not save you here, presence will. Over the next day, your intuition will speak first through sensation before thought. A tightness may signal misalignment, while a sudden ease points toward the correct path. Learn to listen without overanalyzing. The body does not lie, but it does speak quietly. If you push through discomfort out of habit, you may miss crucial guidance. This phase rewards those who slow down enough to feel. Remember, acceleration does not always look like movement. Sometimes it looks like stillness that reorders everything beneath the surface. Backhand index pointing right type, I listen to my body, to claim this integration and anchor the upgrades. As the shift deepens, you may notice old memories resurfacing, moments you thought were resolved suddenly replaying with new clarity. This is not regression. The Council explains that memory resurfacing is a form of completion. You are seeing past events through a higher lens, extracting wisdom that was inaccessible before. Do not judge yourself for emotions that arise. Compassion is the final key that unlocks release. When you forgive your past self for not knowing what you know now, timelines collapse cleanly. Resistance creates fragmentation, acceptance creates unity. In the next 24 hours, emotional honesty with yourself will be more powerful than any external action. Speak truth internally, even if you are not ready to speak it aloud. What you acknowledge loses power over you. What you avoid continues to loop. This is the moment where loops end. Backhand index pointing right type, I complete the past, to claim closure and freedom. The Arcturian Council now issues a warning that is also a promise. After this shift, pretending will become impossible. You will no longer be able to ignore what you know, tolerate what drains you, or shrink to keep others comfortable. This may sound daunting, but it is liberation. Authenticity carries momentum. Once activated, it propels you forward with less effort than resistance ever required. In the next 24 hours, you may feel an unfamiliar boldness, a quiet certainty that does not need approval. Honor it. This is not arrogance, it is alignment. If fear tries to label this clarity as selfish, recognize the manipulation. Self-betrayal has been normalized for too long. The Council affirms, choosing yourself does not harm the collective, it strengthens it. Backhand index pointing right type, I choose truth, to claim this empowerment. Expect reality to respond quickly now. Manifestation speeds up when internal conflict decreases, and much of that conflict is dissolving. Thoughts may crystallize into experiences faster than you are used to. This is why the Council urges mindful focus. What you dwell on will echo back with minimal delay. Choose presence over projection. Gratitude over anticipation. The next 24 hours act as a calibration test, showing you how powerful your field has become. This is not a time for worry spirals or replaying worst-case scenarios. Starseeds are being trained to hold steady frequencies regardless of external fluctuation. Practice neutrality when emotions surge. Neutrality is not apathy, it is mastery. Backhand index pointing right type, I hold my frequency, to claim conscious creation. Finally, understand this. Once this window closes, there is no returning to unconscious patterns. You may still face challenges, but you will face them differently. Awareness changes everything. The Arcturian Council confirms that this shift marks the end of a long initiation cycle and the beginning of embodied leadership, first in your own life, then by example. You are not required to teach, preach, or persuade. Simply living in alignment becomes the transmission. Trust that what is falling away had already expired. What remains will feel lighter, clearer, and undeniably yours. This is not the end of your journey, it is the point where you finally walk it awake. Backhand index pointing right type, I step into my role, to seal this message and complete the activation. As this new phase stabilizes, the Arcturian Council urges you to observe how your relationship with time is changing. Moments may feel stretched or compressed, as if the usual rhythm no longer applies. This is because you are no longer fully anchored to linear perception. When alignment increases, time becomes responsive rather than restrictive. You may notice things resolving faster than expected or delays revealing hidden benefits. Do not rush to label these experiences as good or bad. Evaluation collapses presence. Instead, remain curious. Curiosity keeps the channel open. The more you release urgency, the more fluid reality becomes. This is a recalibration of trust, not in outcomes, but in process. Backhand index pointing right type, I trust divine timing to claim ease within the flow of time. You may also feel called to simplify, clearing spaces, ending habits, or decluttering commitments. This is not about minimalism for appearance, it is energetic hygiene. The Council explains that excess creates static, and static interferes with clear reception. What you remove now creates capacity for what is arriving next. Pay attention to what feels heavy without obvious reason. Weight without purpose signals completion. Releasing does not require drama or justification. Quiet decisions are often the most powerful. Every conscious simplification sharpens your signal and amplifies manifestation. Backhand index pointing right type, I clear my space to claim energetic renewal. Dream activity may intensify during this window. Messages, symbols, or unfamiliar locations can appear vividly. These are not random, they are training simulations. The subconscious becomes a classroom when the conscious mind is ready to learn without resistance. Keep a record if possible, but do not obsess over interpretation. Meaning will reveal itself through repetition and emotional resonance. Trust what feels significant rather than what seems logical. The Council emphasizes that intuition strengthens through recognition, not analysis. Backhand index pointing right type, I honor my dreams to claim multidimensional guidance. Old fears may attempt a final resurgence now, not because they are returning, but because they are losing relevance. Fear makes noise when it is about to dissolve. The Council advises you not to battle these thoughts. Observe them as echoes, not commands. When you stop feeding them emotional energy, they collapse naturally. This is mastery, responding without reaction. Each time you choose calm awareness, you rewrite the nervous system's default response. Backhand index pointing right type, I am not my fear, to claim emotional sovereignty. Relationships that survive this shift will deepen quickly. Conversations may become more honest, more efficient, less performative. You may find yourself intolerant of small talk or superficial exchange. This is not judgment, it is refinement. Your energy now seeks resonance over entertainment. Allow connections to meet you where you are rather than pulling yourself backward to maintain comfort. True bonds adapt, false ones resist. Backhand index pointing right type, I attract true connection to claim aligned relationships. The Arcturian Council highlights a subtle but powerful change. Your inner dialogue is becoming kinder. Self-criticism loses its authority when awareness grows. You may catch negative thought patterns dissolving before they fully form. This is not denial, it is healing. When compassion replaces punishment, growth accelerates naturally. Be gentle with this transition. Gentleness is strength recalibrated. Backhand index pointing right type, I speak to myself with love, to claim inner harmony. Creative impulses may surface unexpectedly, ideas, visions, or urges to express without clear purpose. Do not dismiss them. Creativity is how higher intelligence translates into form. You do not need an audience or outcome. Creation itself stabilizes frequency. Even small acts of expression anchor the shift into physical reality. Backhand index pointing right type, I allow creation to claim inspired flow. As awareness expands, you may notice increased sensitivity to environments. Crowded or chaotic spaces can feel draining, while nature or silence feels restorative. This is refinement, not fragility. Choose nourishment over endurance. Protecting your energy is not avoidance, it is wisdom. You are learning where your system thrives. Backhand index pointing right type, I honor my energy, to claim energetic balance. Expect clarity around purpose to arrive in fragments rather than declarations. Purpose unfolds through alignment, not pressure. Small choices made honestly will guide you more accurately than grand plans made from fear. The Council reminds you that service does not require sacrifice, it requires presence. When you live aligned, impact happens organically. Backhand index pointing right type, I walk my purpose, to claim direction. This phase concludes with a quiet but irreversible knowing, you are no longer searching. Curiosity remains, but desperation dissolves. You begin meeting life as a participant rather than a pursuer. The Arcturian Council affirms that this is the mark of integration. You are not becoming someone else, you are finally inhabiting yourself fully. Backhand index pointing right type, I am home in myself, to seal this stage of the journey. The Arcturian Council now initiates the midpoint amplification, and this is where many feel a sudden internal jolt, an emotional or energetic spike that seems to arrive without warning. This is not instability, this is activation pressure. You are crossing a threshold where neutrality becomes power instead of passivity. In the next phase, your reactions matter more than your intentions. What you respond to feeds reality. What you observe without attachment dissolves. You may notice situations attempting to provoke old versions of you, people testing boundaries, circumstances replaying familiar frustrations. These are not setbacks, they are confirmation checks. The universe is observing what still hooks your nervous system. If you remain grounded, those hooks lose their grip permanently. The Council stresses this point, do not over-identify with emotions that pass quickly. Emotional waves are clearing debris, not defining truth. Let them move through you without narrative. This restraint accelerates timeline stabilization. Many starseeds underestimate how powerful calm actually is. Calm collapses chaos faster than resistance ever could. As this phase integrates, you may feel a quiet confidence replacing urgency. That confidence is not ego, it is internal alignment finally catching up with your external reality. You are no longer chasing confirmation. You are becoming it. Backhand index pointing right type, I remain centered, to claim mastery during this activation window. Pay close attention now, because what the Arcturian Council is about to reveal is not comforting, it is liberating. Some of the delays, losses, and emotional exhaustion you endured were not lessons, they were filters. You were being slowed down intentionally so that certain people, paths, and identities could not follow you into what comes next. If everything had worked sooner, you would have arrived too early, and too exposed. Let that sink in. The struggle was not proof of failure, it was proof of protection. This realization may feel shocking, even unsettling, because it reframes your entire past. Suddenly, the wasted time reveals itself as strategic containment. In the next 24 hours, you may receive confirmation of this through sudden clarity or information that changes how you see a past disappointment. The Council urges you not to romanticize suffering, but to recognize its role without attaching identity to it. You are not your pain story. You are the awareness that survived it. This awareness is what qualifies you for the next level of responsibility. Responsibility here does not mean burden, it means influence. Your presence now alters environments without effort. This is why discernment becomes critical. Where you place your attention will either amplify coherence or reignite distortion. Choose deliberately. You are no longer unconscious enough to pretend it doesn't matter. Backhand index pointing right type, I see the truth now, to claim this revelation and lock in clarity. Following this revelation, a noticeable energetic quiet may descend. Many misinterpret this stillness as emptiness, but the Council clarifies, stillness is compression before expansion. Your system is integrating a higher bandwidth, and integration requires silence. During this phase, avoid overconsumption of information, opinions, or stimulation. Too much input fragments the signal. Let simplicity guide you. Simple choices. Simple routines. Simple presence. You may feel less inclined to explain yourself or justify your decisions. This is a sign of internal authority activating. When authority is internal, external validation becomes irrelevant. Do not mistake this for isolation. You are not disconnecting, you are consolidating. The Council notes that after this consolidation, manifestation becomes cleaner and faster because desire and action align without internal conflict. Watch how quickly small intentions begin to materialize now. This is feedback, not coincidence. Treat it with respect. Careless thoughts can manifest as easily as intentional ones at this stage. Mastery is awareness sustained over time. You are learning this now, not through effort, but through embodiment. Backhand index pointing right type, I integrate fully, to anchor this consolidation phase. As integration deepens, the Arcturian Council draws attention to a subtle but decisive shift in how you perceive authority, both external and internal. You may suddenly question rules, expectations, or narratives you once accepted without resistance. This is not rebellion, it is calibration. Authority that does not resonate will begin to feel hollow, while guidance that aligns will feel quietly undeniable. Pay attention to where your yes feels clean and where it feels contracted. Contraction is information. Over the next phase, you may be presented with choices that appear small but carry long-term consequences. Do not rush them. Speed is not required when clarity is present. The Council emphasizes that true power now expresses itself as discernment rather than dominance. You are learning to lead your own energy first. This leadership does not announce itself, it stabilizes environments simply by being present. People may respond differently to you, seeking your input, mirroring your calm, or resisting your boundaries. All responses are data, not directives. Maintain compassion without compromising truth. If guilt arises when you choose yourself, recognize it as a conditioned reflex, not a moral compass. The old programs relied on self-sacrifice to maintain control. The new frequency relies on coherence. When you choose coherence, reality reorganizes around you with less friction. This is not magic, it is physics at a higher octave. You are no longer proving worth. You are demonstrating alignment. Backhand index pointing right type, I lead my energy, to claim sovereign authority and stabilize this shift. The midpoint acceleration continues, and with it comes an invitation to redefine what courage actually means. The Council clarifies that courage is no longer about pushing through fear, it is about refusing to betray your inner knowing. In the past, bravery may have looked like endurance. Now, it looks like honesty. You may feel compelled to set firmer boundaries, speak fewer words, or walk away without explanation. These actions may feel uncomfortable because they disrupt familiar roles, but discomfort is not danger. It is growth friction. Over the next days, watch for moments when silence feels truer than response. Choosing silence is not avoidance when it comes from clarity. It is precision. The Council also notes an increase in intuitive foresight, brief flashes of knowing how situations will unfold. Do not use this to control outcomes. Use it to choose wisely where to invest energy. When you stop investing in dead ends, life reroutes resources toward expansion automatically. This is why exhaustion begins to lift, not because there is less to do, but because you are no longer leaking energy into misalignment. Trust the relief you feel when you stop explaining yourself. Relief is confirmation. Backhand index pointing right type, I honor my knowing, to claim courage rooted in truth. As this recalibration stabilizes, the Arcturian Council directs your awareness toward how you process uncertainty. You may notice that questions which once created anxiety now register as neutral or even intriguing. This is a significant shift. Anxiety was never about the unknown itself, it was about distrust in your capacity to respond. That distrust is dissolving. In its place, adaptability is emerging. Adaptability is not indecision, it is confidence without rigidity. Over the next phase, plans may change abruptly, information may arrive late, or paths may reroute without warning. Instead of panic, you may feel a surprising steadiness. That steadiness is earned. It comes from repeated evidence that you can meet whatever arises without abandoning yourself. The Council emphasizes that certainty is overrated at higher levels of awareness. Responsiveness is far more valuable. When you stop demanding guarantees, life offers collaboration. You move with events rather than against them. This cooperative stance reduces friction and reveals opportunities hidden within disruption. Notice how quickly your system recovers now after surprises. Recovery speed is a key indicator of integration. You are no longer defined by what happens, you are defined by how swiftly you return to center. Backhand index pointing right type, I adapt with ease, to claim resilience and cooperative flow. With resilience established, attention turns toward communication, both spoken and unspoken. The Council notes a refinement in how you express truth. You may find yourself saying less while meaning more. Words become precise, intentional, and timed. Over-explaining fades because clarity no longer needs defense. This can feel strange if you were conditioned to justify your perspective to be accepted. Now, acceptance begins internally. When you accept your own truth, others either resonate or drift away naturally. There is less conflict because there is less attachment to outcome. The Council also highlights the power of listening during this phase. Listening is not passive, it is receptive intelligence. When you listen fully, you gather information beyond words, tone, energy, hesitation. This information guides responses more accurately than logic alone. You may notice conversations resolving faster or deepening unexpectedly. This is coherence at work. Communication becomes an exchange rather than a negotiation. You are no longer trying to be understood at any cost. You are choosing authenticity over persuasion. That choice simplifies interactions and conserves energy. Backhand index pointing right type, I speak with clarity, to claim aligned communication and energetic efficiency. As quiet joy becomes more familiar, the Arcturian Council turns your attention to the way you relate to effort itself. You may notice that striving feels increasingly unnatural, even counterproductive. This is because effort born from tension is being replaced by engagement born from clarity. Engagement feels lighter, more focused, and oddly energizing rather than draining. You are learning to distinguish between effort that depletes and effort that refines. The former comes from proving, rushing, or compensating. The latter comes from alignment and interest. Over the next phase, tasks that once felt heavy may suddenly feel manageable, or even enjoyable, while others lose their appeal entirely. This is not laziness, it is efficiency at a higher level. The Council explains that aligned effort does not fight resistance, it flows around it. When resistance appears, you pause instead of pushing. That pause allows recalibration. You are no longer afraid of slowing down because you trust that momentum will return when timing is correct. This trust transforms how you work, create, and contribute. You stop burning energy to force outcomes and start investing energy where it naturally multiplies. This shift not only preserves your well-being, it increases the quality of what you bring into the world. Backhand index pointing right type, I choose aligned effort, to claim sustainable momentum and clarity-driven action. With effort refined, the Council highlights a deepening sense of self-trust that may feel almost unfamiliar. This trust is not blind optimism, it is earned through repeated experiences of meeting life without self-abandonment. You have seen yourself adapt, recover, and realign enough times that doubt loses credibility. This does not mean doubt disappears entirely, it simply no longer dictates behavior. When doubt arises now, it is met with curiosity rather than obedience. This changes everything. Decisions become cleaner because they are no longer negotiated with fear. You may notice yourself choosing what feels right even when logic hesitates. This is integrated intelligence in action. The Council emphasizes that self-trust is the foundation of all meaningful autonomy. Without it, freedom becomes overwhelming. With it, freedom becomes creative. You are learning to rely on your own internal feedback system rather than external consensus. This does not isolate you, it grounds you. From this grounding, collaboration becomes richer because you are no longer seeking validation, you are offering presence. Trust yourself enough to be wrong occasionally. Flexibility is part of trust, not a threat to it. Backhand index pointing right type, I trust myself, to anchor this foundational confidence and inner authority. As this phase settles, the Arcturian Council invites you to notice how your attention naturally returns to the present moment more often. Rumination decreases. Anticipation softens. You spend less time replaying what was or rehearsing what might be. This return to presence is not forced mindfulness, it is a byproduct of reduced internal conflict. When there is less to defend and less to chase, the mind rests where the body already is. Presence becomes default rather than practice. From this state, perception sharpens. You notice subtle details, emotional shifts, and intuitive cues with greater accuracy. Life feels more immediate, more textured. The Council explains that presence is the gateway through which all higher perception flows. Without it, insight remains theoretical. With it, insight becomes lived experience. Do not worry if presence fluctuates. Fluctuation is natural. What matters is that returning feels easier now. You know the way back. Each return strengthens the pathway. Over time, presence weaves itself into everything you do, not as effort, but as orientation. Backhand index pointing right type, I return to presence, to claim grounded awareness and embodied clarity. As presence stabilizes, the Arcturian Council brings awareness to how deeply your nervous system has been retrained through this process. What once triggered immediate stress responses now registers as neutral data. This is not desensitization, it is regulation. Regulation allows you to remain open without being overwhelmed. You may notice that situations which previously would have hijacked your mood now pass through with minimal residue. This is a sign that survival mode is no longer your default setting. The Council explains that many starseeds spent years operating in heightened alertness, mistaking it for readiness. True readiness, however, is calm availability. From this state, perception widens and choice expands. You are no longer reacting from memory alone, you are responding from current information. This distinction is subtle but transformative. It allows you to meet people as they are now, not as they were in the past. It allows you to address challenges without layering old stories onto them. Over time, this regulated presence reshapes your entire experience of life. Stability becomes internal rather than situational. When stability is internal, external volatility loses its power to define you. Backhand index pointing right type, I am regulated and present, to claim nervous system balance and emotional clarity. With regulation established, the Arcturian Council highlights a profound shift in how you relate to uncertainty about the future. Instead of trying to predict outcomes, you begin to trust emergence. Emergence is the process by which clarity reveals itself through engagement rather than speculation. This trust allows you to move forward without demanding guarantees. The Council emphasizes that at higher levels of awareness, certainty is replaced by orientation. You do not need to know exactly where you are going to know whether you are moving in the right direction. Alignment provides feedback in real time, through ease, curiosity, and subtle confirmation. You may notice yourself taking steps that do not make complete sense to others, or even to your logical mind, yet feel undeniably correct. This is not recklessness, it is attunement. When you follow attunement, the path organizes itself beneath your feet. This does not eliminate challenge, but it ensures that challenge serves growth rather than depletion. You are learning to walk forward without clinging to maps that no longer reflect the terrain. Backhand index pointing right type, I trust emergence, to claim forward movement without fear. As this trust deepens, the Arcturian Council invites you to recognize the quiet authority now emanating from your presence. This authority is not asserted, it is felt. It comes from coherence between thought, emotion, and action. When these align, your field stabilizes, and others respond instinctively. You may notice increased respect, openness, or even silence around you. Silence, at this level, is not discomfort, it is recognition. The Council reminds you not to seek this authority or identify with it. Identification creates rigidity. Simply allow it to express naturally. Authority without ego remains flexible and compassionate. This balance allows you to influence without imposing, to guide without directing. Over time, this presence becomes a reference point for others, not because you claim expertise, but because you embody consistency. Consistency is rare, and it is deeply reassuring. As you continue forward, remember that this authority is not something you earn through effort alone, it emerged because you stopped resisting yourself. That is the true initiation. Backhand index pointing right type, I embody coherent authority, to seal this level of integration and leadership. As coherent authority settles, the Arcturian Council highlights the emergence of intuitive timing. You may notice that decisions, actions, and communications happen almost effortlessly at just the right moment. This is not coincidence, it is alignment with higher-order timing. The Council emphasizes that attempting to force outcomes disrupts this rhythm, while patience allows synchronicities to orchestrate perfectly. Over the next phase, you may feel drawn to act or speak seemingly out of sequence, yet results will show that timing was precise. Trust that pauses, delays, and apparent setbacks are actually orchestrated opportunities. This timing intelligence is a direct reflection of your integrated field, and it allows you to operate with maximum efficiency and minimal resistance. You are no longer governed by external schedules or internal compulsions, you are guided by resonance itself. The Council encourages you to notice how often events align with your energy when you do not intervene prematurely. This is a profound shift in how power manifests, through attuned observation rather than control. Backhand index pointing right type, I align with divine timing, to anchor intuitive timing and effortless orchestration. With timing integrated, the Council points to the next refinement, vibrational discernment. You are now able to sense subtle shifts in energy across people, places, and situations. This discernment acts as a filter, allowing you to conserve energy and avoid unnecessary entanglement. Over the next 24 hours, you may notice a clear yes or no feeling toward decisions or people. This is not ego judgment, it is resonance feedback. The Council stresses that these signals are to be trusted even if the mind resists them. When you act in alignment with vibrational truth, effort is minimal, and outcomes are coherent. Discernment also includes recognizing projection, when someone else's fears or expectations are mistakenly internalized. You are learning to maintain clarity without taking on extraneous energy. This phase sharpens perception, strengthens boundaries, and heightens awareness simultaneously. By the end of it, you will naturally gravitate toward interactions, environments, and choices that reinforce rather than drain your field. The more you honor these intuitive prompts, the more effortless life becomes. Backhand index pointing right type, I trust vibrational discernment, to claim clarity and energetic sovereignty. As vibrational discernment anchors, the Arcturian Council draws attention to creative manifestation. What you focus on now carries extraordinary weight. The next 24 hours act as a feedback loop, thought, emotion, and action synchronize with minimal distortion. Projects or ideas that are aligned will accelerate rapidly, misaligned intentions will fizzle without effort. The Council warns against attempting to control or micromanage outcomes. Manifestation at this level requires coherence, not force. You may notice sudden opportunities, insights, or solutions appearing almost magically. These are confirmations of alignment. If resistance arises, pause and observe rather than push. Manifestation accelerates when intention flows freely, unbound by attachment. The Council emphasizes that this is a test of integrity, creating consciously rather than unconsciously. Every small act of alignment now compounds over time, reshaping your trajectory in ways that may only become visible later. Backhand index pointing right type, I create with alignment, to claim empowered manifestation and effortless results. As creative alignment stabilizes, the Council highlights relational resonance. You may feel magnetic attraction toward individuals, groups, or experiences that support your highest growth. Conversely, those who no longer resonate may feel distant or resistant. This is a natural realignment. You are not required to explain or negotiate these shifts. The Council emphasizes that relational resonance is a reflection of your energetic field, not a judgment of others. Over the next 24 hours, pay attention to how interactions flow naturally when boundaries and authenticity are maintained. Forced social energy will feel heavy, while aligned presence will feel effortless. You are learning to interact without compromise of integrity. This refinement protects your energy while enhancing connection. In doing so, you create a field where mutual growth, trust, and clarity are amplified. By honoring resonance over obligation, you accelerate both personal evolution and collective coherence. Backhand index pointing right type, I align relationships with energy, to claim harmonious connection and energetic clarity. Finally, the Arcturian Council delivers a synthesis. The next 24 hours mark a profound consolidation of everything experienced in this transmission. Internal coherence, emotional regulation, presence, creative alignment, vibrational discernment, and relational resonance converge. You are no longer fragmented, reactive, or dependent on external validation. This is the moment where integration becomes visible, not as dramatic transformation, but as quiet authority and fluid mastery. You may notice subtle shifts in perception, subtle joy, and effortless engagement with life itself. The Council affirms, This is not the end of your journey, but the beginning of operating consciously from the next octave of selfhood. The choices you make now, the attention you hold, and the resonance you embody will set the foundation for months, even years, of accelerated evolution. You are prepared. You are aligned. You are ready to live awake. Backhand index pointing right type, I am fully aligned, to seal this activation and claim complete integration.